Historian warns 4 out of 5 major predictors for civil war in the United States have already happened. We are indeed headed into a civil war, as the scriptures say. So what spirit are you to be in? And I'll hold the conversation. First and foremost, before I get started, I want to thank Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutation to you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. And salutation to my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. And open prayer that this quick lesson be edifying to your elect. So, as I just read this from Natural News, this is published yesterday. It reads, historian warns 4 out of 5 major predictors for civil war in the United States have already happened. So as it says in Isaiah, let's get that real quick. Isaiah 55, and I'll start at 10. And it reads, for as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. Right? So everything that the Lord, Yahawashi, speaks will come to pass, man. Because the Lord is a man that he cannot lie. So let's read some of this. I got a video, and that'll be the lesson. Get a couple more scriptures, and that'll be the lesson. So it says, a noted historian, demographer, and author is warning that the United States is on the verge of another civil war. Neil Howe, who co-authored the book The Fourth Turning in American Prophecy, noted that 4 out of 5 predictors for a crisis have already happened, leaving the country on the edge of unparalleled internal conflict. In a recent interview with the Daily Signal, Howe summarized the factors he considers are pushing the American nation toward a civil war. He said the first of 4 that have come to pass is a crisis over debt, which Howe referred to as a new Tea Party movement, which manifested during the 2010 political conflicts under the same name. The second is a WMD, weapons of mass destruction attack on a major American city, this being the September 11, 2001 terrorist attack on New York City. Howe said the terrorist attacks accomplished this prediction by bringing destruction and enduring consequences. The third was the demic, specifically the C-19, which swept across the world beginning in 2020. The fourth one was Russia invading a former Soviet republic. This was fulfilled when Russia began its special military operation in Ukraine in February 2022, and it connects with his prediction of international tensions reaching a fever pitch. So all these different things have been happening. Then just yesterday, today's September 11, 2024, and yesterday they had the presidential debate between Trump and Kamala, and you could see the tension in the people, man. Today, when I went out, people, you could see the people are torn apart, man. You have people that are on Trump's side, saying Trump was saying a lot of good things, and ABC was slighting them with the two people that were basically running the debate or whatever. They kept fact checking Trump, but they never fact checked Kamala, and Kamala's saying Trump's bringing up he's a criminal, and so you could see the division in this country, man, and it's increasing every day. So it says nullification crisis could be the tipping point that drops America into chaos. Howe said the only remaining predictor is a nullification crisis where one or more of the states would actually nullify federal regulation, which could lead to a new secession movement. Such an event could be a tipping point that drops the country into chaos. Howe's theory is based upon the concept of fourth turnings, which are cyclical events that happen every 80 to 100 years and set off major turmoil like the Great Depression or World War II. He believes the U.S. is currently experiencing one of these fourth turnings, characterized by today's intense political, like I just mentioned, the political polarization and cultural classes. Howe said that divisions between red and blue America have increased and become so deep that each side now sees each other as perfectly evil, right? And even, you have these Democrats, even my certain family members of mine, when it comes to who to choose, who to vote for, they use the term the lesser of two evils. So they're clearly saying that both parties are evil, but they believe that one party is less evil than the other, which is madness. He stressed that while democracy serves well for settling ordinary issues, it struggles to negotiate deeply personal and identity-driven fights. When most of us, excuse me, when most of what you're talking about is the width of sidewalks and the diameter of sewer pipes, just coordination issues, democracy works really well. But when you're talking about issues that virtually define who you are, it doesn't work, Howe said. You are not going to give up everything you believe in just because you came up 3 votes short. Howe stressed that the nation is a turning point, adding that the sense of existential threat could push the nation into chaos. Right. So, we're just, it's already a powder keg, and all it's going to take is one spark, to set everything off, man. So let's get this video real quick. So this is from Arrows of Indignation. I think he reposted another brother's video. And it says, when shit hits the fan in Babylon, it will not be a pretty sight, nothing like the movies. So without further ado, let's play this clip.
If you live in America, this wouldn't happen. At the end of the day, when this violence kicks off, human beings turn into chimpanzees at the bit. It's the reality, okay? So do not be fooled into thinking that you are safe from this, all right? This isn't to scare you. This is to prepare you, all right? Right, so once that event's exploded in a singular location, right, you're going to see what? Riots and protests break out, especially in urban areas all over the country, right? And you might see this tinderbox event, boom, starts to flare up, and the whole country is enveloped, all right? That's one scenario, okay? The other scenario that I foresee is terrorist attacks, and by that I mean set up terrorist attacks, right? So I think a very likely scenario of something happening is something like a black church in the South is going to be hit with a truck bomb. Hundreds or thousands of people are going to be killed. They'll blame it on a far-right extremist Trump supporter. The left will come out in massive protests. The right's going to be pissed off, come out, counter-protest, protest hits, boom, that can set the ignite off, right? That's how it's going to look, I think. And it's the most likely way it's going to look. These things happen with sort of an atomic bomb. A singular atom splits and explodes from there. All right, so let's be very clear. The last thing any of you want is civil war. I hear people talking about this all the time. Oh, civil war and this and that. And guys, war is ugly. I've done it myself. None of you want it. None of you are ready for it. At the end of the day, it's not cool. It's not going to be like the movies in Hollywood, okay? And to the right, who I always hear say, oh, one side has all the guns and the other side can't figure out which bathroom to use. Okay, true. However, that's not how civil wars work, right? When a real civil war or collapse happens in America, it is not going to just be right versus left. Why? Because after probably about the first 72 hours, okay, all the foreign nations, sleeper cells, which are here, okay, China, Russia, Iran, all of them are going to get activated, and those foreign countries are going to come and be involved as well, okay? And which side, I know the right's super confident, which side do you think China is going to jump in on? Which side do you think Russia is going to jump in on. They're going to jump in on the side of the socialists and the communists, right? Why? Because they know they'll be able to collapse the country, and the best thing that could happen in the world for these countries is for America to completely collapse, okay? So do not think, as a right-wing conservative, you are going to have the advantage in an actual civil war. It is not going to just be like the first Civil War, okay? Understand that. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be complicated. It's going to be chaos. If it gets to that point, it's bad news, guys. You do not want. None of us want to live through.
Yep, and that's what's coming, man. That's what's coming. Let's get this. Jeremiah 30:6. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness, man. So absolutely terrified, man. You know, when I think of this, you know, when I read this scripture, the scene that comes to my mind is, matter of fact, let me see if I can get it real quick. So this is a scene from Saving Private Ryan, the Omaha Beach scene. This is fair use, fair use. This is for educational purposes only. I'm not making any money off of this. So this is the scene that comes to mind when I think about Jeremiah 6. But it's the sheer terror on his face, man. You know? And this is what's coming to Babylon, man. You know? And the Lord said that these things would come to pass, man. Jeremiah 30:6 once again. Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned to paleness, man. Terrified. Terrified. Right? You know? And just like the dude was saying in that video, man. You know? War is horrible, man. So this is what's coming. And it's going to be known as the time of Jacob's trouble, man, where all these things going to be happening simultaneously, man. Excuse me. Jeremiah 30:7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he, meaning the elect, shall be saved out of it, man. So this is coming to a city near you. Ezekiel 38:11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, right? Babylon the Great, aka America. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, right? You know, I can look out my window right now, man. You know, most of these, especially these damn Edomites, well, that really everybody, you know, all these nations and Jake, you know, they're at ease, man. Most of them are at ease. They're chilling. They ain't worried about nothing. You know, they're going to and fro. You know, the Edomites walking around with their, you know, spiced pumpkin lattes and fucking women walking around with their goddamn yoga mats and shit. They ain't worried about nothing, right? This is the land of unwalled villages where people dwell without care, you know? So I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates, man. So the Lord is going to come to visit this goddamn place, man. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and I'll start at 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword in their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. So civil war is absolutely written in the scriptures, man. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, right? The governors, the president, you know, the mayors, the different politicians, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? They'll have these different checkpoints and what have you. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. right? Just like that scene, you know, we showed from Saving Private Ryan, man. You know, all faces turn to paleness, man. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation, man. So bad times, evil times are indeed coming to a city near you. So get right with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi before the evil days come. Look at this last one, I'll wrap it up. This is Mark 3, and I'll start at 24 in the NLT. A kingdom divided by civil war will collapse. Similarly, a family splintered by feuding will fall apart. And if Satan is divided and fights against himself, how can he stand? He would never survive, man. So Babylon is through, man. Babylon the Great, aka America, is through. It's out of here. It's circling the drain. You know, it's a powder keg waiting for that spark, that FF, you know, event to really, as the guy was saying in the video, you know, to really spark everything off, man. You know, and that debate, if you can even call it that, yesterday really highlighted, you know, how divided the people are, man. You know, just going out and just candidly asking, you know, people about what they thought about, you know, the debate. And, you know, of course, here in Massachusetts, most people are on Kamala's side and all that bullshit. But, you know, you got the you know, the right wingers, you know, the Edomites and what have you, you know, that are upset and all that too. So I mean, everything is the stage is set, you know. The stage is set for shit to hit the fan, man. So I hope and pray this lesson was edifying to the elect. In closing, I want to thank Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi once again for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. And I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi Bahasham Kadash. I want to give double honor to the apostles and the elders of GMS who teach and rule well, who taught me his truth. Salutations, you brothers and sisters that are out there listening and learning, fighting this good fight of faith. Keep fighting, keep striving, keep pushing. We're almost out of here. And salutation, my fellow brethren that salutation, my fellow brethren that are pushing this word in all truth and sincerity. To you all, I want to say shalom. I want to say a Baba Ball and Kwame Yasharala. Shalom to the next one.